On this July day, the question facing these athletes is no longer, am I ready? Today, that question becomes, am I willing? This is the 2014 Marlotte Man.
Come with me now. Come with me now. Come with me now. I'm gonna take you down. Come with me now. I'm gonna show you how. Come with me now. I'm gonna take you down. Come with me now. I'm gonna show you how.
After some early morning rain, organizers put the finishing touches on the course, setting the stage for a Marlotte Man sure to be chock full of interesting storylines. On the men's side, would someone other than a damer finally break through? Or would two-time defending champion Chad or his brother Derek, who also has a pair of wins, once again take home the coveted wooden bowl?
I'm hoping it's the year. We shall see. We shall see indeed.
I believe that a dame will be dethroned.
It should have happened a long time ago, but this year's probably the year.
Who's he going to be?
Ooh, I think a Ben is going to take it this year.
I think it's going to be a good one today out there. Hopefully the pedal doesn't break or any other malfunction that I've had the last 2 years.
All other triathlons I do are a training event for Marlotte Man.
Another dark horse favorite is Des Moines native Charlie Jones.
Caliber of athletes here, top notch, the best in the world showed up. So I'm just trying to stay, mid-pack and see what we can't do toward the end. Probably been close to 5 years since seriously swam. I do run a lot, about 40 miles a week.
On the women's side, Sue Picorni returns to the Marlotte Man to defend her 2013 title.
I'm ready. You guys can be running. Last year was a test run, so.
And what's the real reason?
And because John and I are having a baby in January.
Yay! A new Marlotte contestant! All right.
I had no intention of competing, but it's happening, so.
Perfect. Of course, the Marlotte Man is about a whole lot more than the winners.
Participate this year?
Everyone who shows up has a story to tell.
My noodle will be back. The race commission has tried to stop me, but I've gone to court now. I've got a order that I can do it for this year at least, and hopefully next year it'll be formalized.
Tried a lot of training mechanisms and nutrition setups for this event in the past with mediocre results, but I feel like the 8 beers and a Super America roast beef sandwich at 11:30 last night is going to be the ticket this year.
It's a new road bike, No excuse this year.
He has a very small chocolate chip cookie. It's all he fuels up on before the races.
As the boyfriend of Marlotte Man veteran Ellen Picorni, first-timer Jared Record certainly has something to prove and picked out Ellen's brother Joe as his primary competition. For Joe's part, any finish that leaves his stomach intact would certainly be a step in the right direction. This year's race also features a pair of comeback stories.
Mark, you participating this year?
Bike only. Achilles.
Pat, coming off a pretty traumatic injury, what's it mean for you to be back in the field this year at the Marlotte Man?
Means a lot. I might add an extra hour or so, but it's gonna be fun. Right, Gabby?
By Larson's side, or perhaps in front of him, will be his wife Nicole, who will be completing all 3 events for the first time. Every year, it seems more and more people are lining up to run the Marlotte. The Wainwright family came all the way from Iowa, and not just for the t-shirts.
We're gonna kick some serious ass today, Joe. You guys better be ready.
With the course ready and the sun shining, it's time to get the 2014 Marlotte Man underway.
Go!
Biggest challenge is always the swim.
The swim was pretty brutal.
The swim was longer than I thought.
Got off the swim, almost fell over on the dock. I felt like how I imagined Joe feeling out of the water.
Tough swim.
Good hustle. I was concerned I wouldn't make it down the dock. And then I was concerned I wouldn't make it up the rock stair without falling or passing out.
I went out way too hard and faded quickly. Got out of the water and thought I was going to fall back in.
That tube thing, what's it called? The noodle.
That's the noodle.
That thing really works.
Seriously doubting why I signed up for it after the swim. I think I was around fourth last out of the water and almost had a heart attack on the dock.
Run with me.
Next up, a grueling 8.5 mile ride.
Got up the rocks, got on the bike, felt good.
A little bit of a breather.
Hit Garrison. Garrison was essentially a mud pit.
The dirt was not good. Slowed me down on the bike. Even the wife caught me. A little upset about that.
Got on the bike and started out again way too fast. Thought I was going to puke coming up those hills at the end, but my wife got me through that by taunting me.
Hills, mud, and exhaustion aside, there are still plenty of smiles to be found. But the Marlotte Man would soon strike back. Halfway through the bike, a neck injury forced former champion Derek Damer out of the race and also sparked some post-game controversy.
It's not a good feeling. I think the cure is training in the future.
After the race, Jim Picorni didn't have much sympathy for Damer, but he did have a story.
When I was in college,
I think I've heard this before.
no, I don't think so. I used to drink beer. And
Used to?
Yeah. We had a rule that if you poured a beer, like from a pitcher or from a keg, you had to drink the entire beer. You couldn't just leave a little bit, because logic would tell you if you left a little bit.
Are you an engineer?
Yeah, because if you left a little bit of beer, then the next time you might leave a little bit more.
Yeah.
Next time, pretty soon you're going to pour beer and you're just not even going to drink it.
I think you're going to hear a lot about the slippery slope.
So you knew you were going to finish.
I had to finish.
Yeah.
If I didn't finish, pretty soon I wouldn't even start.
I don't really have a response to any of this.
If you pour beer, you have to finish the beer.
Good job, Jim.
I feel like I just have to take my medicine this year, not try to convince any specific person that I quit because I was not in shape. I'm prepared to be the Brutus here.
Okay.
No time to stop!
Oh, this feels great.
I did the run part, and it was very hard and hilly.
Thought that running all the hills in Pittsburgh was really going to help me with the run this year, and had two people run so quickly by me that I don't even think I got to talk to them. I don't think we exchanged words. It was that bad.
One pursuer was Ben Larson, seeking his first Marlotte win. The other was Charlie Jones, who moved from a distant 6th to within seconds of the lead.
Average around a 6:30 mile for the first 3 and then 6 flat for the last mile.
But would that scorching pace be enough to catch Ben Reiners, who had built a commanding lead during the bike? In the end, it would not, as Reiners held on for a hard-fought and well-deserved win. On the women's side, Kate Damer kept the family winning streak alive, holding off first-timer Katie Wainwright and last year's champion Sue Picorni to take home her 3rd Marlotte Man title. It's always a great event, but the 2014 Marlotte Man may have been the best one yet.
We had a great time. I was happy with my time. Happy that Joe must have thrown up a little earlier this year, so he didn't catch me.
All in all, an absolute success, as always.
You'll never know quite when, well, then again it just depends on how long the time is.
It was good, and now I have a t-shirt.
I've had the highest mountains, I've had the deepest river.
A couple minutes worse than last year, you really can't complain. Just happy to have another Marlotte Man in me. And hey, we got a new winner.
I'm on top of the world, hey. I'm on top of the world, hey. Waiting on this for a while now, paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, hey. Been holding it in for a while, hey. Take you with me if I can. Been dreaming of this since a child.
A great day, and looking forward to now resuming the beer count from last night in a celebratory Marlotte Man glass.
Easy way out, I kept on falling short.
Damers, of course, are the winners for hosting just a stellar event, as always.
Then again, I couldn't.
You can just see from your face how happy you are. I hope you enjoy this race.
You're happy when it's done.
I take it in, but don't look down. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, hey. I'm on top of the world, hey. Waiting on this for a while now, paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, hey. Been holding it in for a while, hey. Take you with me if I can. Been dreaming of this since a child.
You planned weeks
You're happy
of
when you see Halsey Avenue
It's up
on the run
early.
and you're done.
She hydrates the
No,
night
Jim,
before.
I do not. Talk about yourself. You always do.
'Cause I'm on top of the world, hey. I'm on top of the world, hey. Waiting on this for a while now, paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, hey. Been holding it in for a while, hey. Take you with me if I can.
I'll say it again, this is the last Marlotte Man I've ever done.
Hopefully I can come back next year and try again.
I think they'll come back next year.
Get up now. And I know it's hard when you're falling down and it's a long way up.
See you next year.
Yeah.
Get up.